www.southwest.tn.edu. There is a blue bar across the top, and library is one of your options. Every course has some type of writing component. And how much simpler would it be if you could always have whatever you write proofed before you turn it into your instructor? Well, we have an institutional access to Grammarly. Grammarly is a software that is available in a free application, but with that free application, you will not get all of the benefits that you would get if you have the premium account that we can provide for you. So in order to access Grammarly, you will start off at our databases page. Now, I do want to point out that Grammarly is bookmarked here, but sometimes the home page will tend to change from time to time. So I want to make sure that you know how to get it in case this link is not always available. I am selecting databases. On our databases page, I would like to point out that your Southwest username and password may be required in order to use our databases. I don't think it will be required for Grammarly, but I just wanted to point this out. We have our alphabetical listing of broad categories, and I am scrolling down to the category of grammar and selecting it. Under the category of databases, you have Grammarly listed. And this is your registration page. In order for you to use Grammarly, you need to have your own account. So in order to get your account, you would need to enter your name, your email address, and it must be the Southwest email address, and your password. And when you select sign up, an email goes to your Southwest email and you have to complete the validation portion. Now, if by chance you try to open up a browser and go to grammarly.com and try to register there, it will immediately ask you for an access code if you try to use your Southwest email address there. Now, this is how we know that you have not tried to do this on the proper page, because this URL that we have above is specifically set up to recognize Southwest students. And when you don't use this in order to register, that access code is required and we are no longer providing an access code. Also, if you already have a free account, in order for you to gain access to the premium account, you will need to disable that account. Okay, so now for the demonstration. I am about to log in. I have never tried to use Facebook, Google, or Apple, and I'm not sure if that would even work with the type of account we have. But of course, I'm entering my Southwest email now. And select continue. And now it wants my password. And now sign in. Okay, and this is the My Grammarly page. So over to the left-hand side, I want to point out that it lets you know that this is our premium account that we have access to. This is the My Grammarly page. On the admin panel, and I'm not sure if yours will actually set this or not, but this is where you can actually go in and you could change your password at any time if you would like. I have an indicator where it says apps and it says 3. So by simply clicking here, these are the different places that I can install this. Now, of course, it's saying that for Microsoft Office, it's already active, but if I need to go in and reinstall it, I could. I can install it for Windows. I can install it to be used with Google Chrome. And if I want to use it on my phone, I can. And there's a new one that says Grammarly for iPads is here. So these are different places where you can actually install this on your various devices. I'm going back to the My Grammarly page. Of course, you need to always make sure that you log out when you're finished. If you need any type of support, there are some great Q&A or frequently asked questions available here, and you can also contact Grammarly by sending an email. So this is the area where I will actually have the ability to load my documents. Okay, so after you have typed up your document, you have two options. You can either upload it by using this option, or you can simply click and copy and paste your document in. So now on this page, I am ready now to simply paste the document that I found on the internet, and we will let Grammarly actually proof it. So right where my cursor is at, I am pressing Control V, and this is the document that I found on the internet. Okay. I want to point out that over to the left-hand side, this is where I can see now it has a score of 43. I can go in and adjust my goals if I wanted to. When it comes to correctness, it says 42 alerts to improve my spelling, grammar, and punctuation. Clarity seems to be clear, and it tells you what clarity stands for. Engagement seems to be fine, and it tells you what this actually means. The delivery is slightly off, and the style guide is of course is using Grammarly, but if you wanted to change your preference to something else, you could. We have formatting tools, which are at the very bottom, and you can actually see how many words we have, the number of characters, how long it would take to actually read this, how long it would take to actually speak this, and then you have a readability score. And now the most important thing, these are the suggestions or the problems that have been notated that we can now go through and we can clear these up. You will also see the visual indicators because things that are underlined are things that actually have some issues. Now, we will not go through the entire document, but I just want to quickly show you how this is done. At the very top, and this is something that I just recently started seeing, there are repeat problems. So they kind of put them all together and it'll allow you to make all of the changes at one time. So throughout this document, there's a word that is misspelled. This word is misspelled. The wrong version of this is misspelled, and then the selection of where versus were is mistaken. So I could either dismiss all of them or I could just simply select all 16 of those, which now brings my number down to 40. Okay. And now from here, I could easily see that the first word, which is right here, it says change the verb form. So by simply clicking, it says that I need to use uses, and then it explains this for me. And if I had additional concerns about this, I could click on learn more. You also have the ability to simply dismiss this if you feel as though what you have done is fine. But let's just kind of go through and look at some of these. It says use consistent punctuation. So throughout my document, doesn't matter if I have the straight quotation marks or the curly ones. Really doesn't matter to me, but I can also see that there are 3 that were straight, 24 matches that would be curly. So let's just say, let's just do them curly, and we're going to update all of those. Okay, now I'm down to 39. It says change the word. Instead of using poor nations, it says developing nations or emerging. And then I have my information to read concerning this. It says remove the comma. And just by clicking here, it will actually remove that comma for me. And we're going to get down to maybe 20, and then I will actually stop, okay? For this one, it says rewrite this sentence. And it tells me that this, it doesn't know what this is referring to. So let's say that I'll just leave it as it is because I don't want to go in and try to change it now. It says instead of using completely, I could use entirely. Now let's say that I really didn't like entirely. So what I can do is actually click on the word entirely, and then I have some additional words that I can select from. And I would rather use completely. But then with completely, it says choose a different word, but I just want to dismiss this. And this, I can just go through the entire document. It needs a question mark instead of a period. And as I stated, I want to try to get down to 20 and then I'll stop. So I'm just accepting everything that it gives me at this point because I think you can actually see how to use this. And just a few more. Now, I do want to point out that if you would rather not use Grammarly, you could still depend on the Academic Support Center where tutors available, and they may be able to proof your documents for you also. And I think I just have a couple more. Oh, I'm at 20 now. Okay. So I also wanted you to see that you can actually check this document for plagiarism. So down at the very bottom here where it says plagiarism, I could just simply select this and it's going through checking to see how many things that I need to make sure that I document. So 73% of this text was found here because as I stated, I actually found this on the internet and I just simply copied it. And this is number 1 of 11. And I would just need to go through all of this. And it says click to copy the reference, which means that now I would be able to go back and copy this into my works cited page. At this point, we're at 89% of an overall score. Now your menu is available over to the left-hand side. So if I needed to start a new document, I could. I could upload a file from here. I could even download this once I'm actually finished. Now, let me point out when it comes to uploading a file, let's say that you have a file that is saved. You can select to upload it and it will strip the formatting from your document. Okay. But when you download it back down, it will place the formatting back. And then the name of the file will be changed slightly for you. So you have to keep in mind that you do not select your original version, that you select the new version, which has a slightly different name change. Okay. I am about to now go back to my Grammarly page. And of course, the document is still here for me. And at this point, if I wanted to download it at this point, I could. I could actually trash this, or you could retain it and just have several documents available for you to use later. And this number represents the number of suggestions that I have not looked at. Okay, so your goal is to have not to have zero here, nothing listed here because you've gone through the entire thing. But in order to save time, I'm not going through the entire document. What I want to do is actually trash this because I don't really need it anymore. And the last thing I need to do is to always log out. Okay, so if by chance you're having problems setting up an account, please contact us. And if we're not able to assist you personally, we will make a call or contact Grammarly to try to figure out what problems you're actually having. But keep in mind, as a Southwest student, faculty, or staff member, we have this institutional account that we are maintaining. At this point, I'm about to stop sharing my screen. So I do hope that this has been helpful, that this is a tool that you will start using, that you will find is very helpful while you're in college. Thank you so much for joining me and have a great evening. Bye-bye.